We're live. This is happening.
I think this is our first Facebook Live.
This is our very first Facebook Live.
And I'll say hi, Facebook Live, because I know no one's on yet, because we just started going live.
This is super exciting. This is our...
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can see us.
See us watching us.
Yes.
That would be meta. I'm making that.
I think we're pretty much
just on a loop here. Yeah.
There we are.
There we are. We're moving.
We are moving.
Hello.
We've got some viewers.
Great. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you joining us. This is awesome.
We're just going to chit chat for another maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah. Just wait for some people to...
And then we'll do an actual hi.
Yeah.
Official hi.
It's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. I think we're ready to go.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's do this.
Hello, Facebook. Welcome to our very first live Q&A here on Gwynnie Bee. For those of you who are new to us, a little bit about Gwynnie Bee.
Yep.
We are an online subscription box service for women's sizes 10 through 32. Gwynnie Bee members have access to thousands of styles for every occasion. It's unlimited exchanges, free shipping, flat month fee. It's fantastic.
I agree.
It's great. I am Lisa. I am your host, and I'm also a Gwynnie Bee member, and I've been an employee for quite some time now, and I am joined by our fearless leader and CEO, Christine Hunsicker.
Hi, Facebook.
Yay! Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming.
I just walked downstairs, but let's make it formal. Let's make it seem formal.
I mean, we've got a whole setup. We might as well make it formal. Let's do it. Okay, so you guys, please ask your questions. We want to know. Ask us anything. Christina's here to answer all of their questions.
And if I can't, Lisa will.
One of us will. There will be answers to your questions. So submit them in the comments below. And in the meantime, we have a couple of questions that our members kind of ask us all the time.
So we're just preceding questions.
We are preceding questions so that people can mull them over and start thinking about what they really want to know.
Let's do this.
All right, let's dive in. So our first question, and I'm really excited about this, what do you think is unique about plus size fashion?
I probably should have been prepped with the preceding questions beforehand. So what do I think is unique about plus size fashion? I would say for me, the uniqueness is not around you've got to cut the clothing differently, or you have to make styles differently, or it needs different shapes, or anything like that. Actually, the thing that's unique about plus size fashion is just simply how ignored it is and how underserved the market is. I mean, it's the majority, the overwhelming majority of women are in our size range. Our sizes 10 through 32 covers 75% of the population. And what's unique is how do you ignore 75% of the population?
We all have to wear clothes.
Yes.
We all want to look good wearing clothes.
Exactly.
Totally agree with you. I totally agree. Ooh, exciting. So we've got our first question.
Okay.
This comes from Sonia. Hello, Sonia. She wants to know, what sizes do you start at?
We start at size 10. And the reason we chose size 10 is because on very high end, often they'll start at size 8. We know people fluctuate sizes quite often. It's not clear at what point you go from being a size 12 to a size 14W, or should I go for an extra large? And we go all the way up to a size 32 because we believe we should be providing fashion for the majority of the female population.
That is great. I think that's absolutely awesome. Oh, we've got one for Kelly. Kelly says, are there a lot of options for bigger women, new styles?
So new styles in general, we launch I think about every other day or every third day. So we try to put out somewhere around 12 to 15 new styles, let's call it 2 to 3 times a week. Do you know the exact number?
It's about 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay, it's about 2 to 3 times a week. And for those, almost every single one hits the core of what would be considered the plus size market, which would be 14W through 24W. And that's not because those are the only sizes we want to buy, but that happens to be how designers cut their clothing and what patterns they make. So we try to make sure with each new arrivals launch that we're covering off on the lower end of the spectrum and on the higher end of the spectrum. We are continually frustrated, as I'm sure you guys are much more so, that we do not have access to exactly the same number of styles in all sizes. We think fashion should be accessible to everybody. We continue to work with designers to push them to think about their product differently, to help them with sizing, to help them with fit, so that we can bring better product to market.
That's great. That is really awesome.
Well, I mean, I think that's one of the things you like about working here.
I agree. That is one of the reasons I decided to be a member and then work here.
Oh, actually,
Yes.
you should tell Facebook about your joining story and how it all happened.
Sure, I can give a really quick overview. So I started as a member, and
Oh yes, you did start as a
I
member.
started as a member, and I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I was telling everybody about it. And then I was approached to do a photo shoot, like a member photo shoot.
You're inspired by it?
Yes, we were inspired by it. It's something that we were continuing to do. And it was themed around my graduation. And I was like,
From college, not high school.
yes. Yes. And I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna need a job in about 10 minutes. And so I submitted my resume, and I was just excited to do literally anything. Came in with customer service, really got to talk to people and help members on that kind of day-to-day basis. And then as time went on, I joined our marketing team, and so I get to do fun stuff like this and help write our editorial, and so that's kind of my
So
my
beyond,
journey.
just because I think the spotlight should be on you as well, beyond the, you also do a bunch of directing and filming. So this is a natural extension. This is bringing your lives together.
Thanks for that plug.
No
Yeah.
problem. All right, let's go. Next
Okay,
question.
great. So Sherazad says that you both look so well dressed. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sherazad.
Wearing Gwynnie Bee
Wearing
clothing.
Gwynnie Bee. We've got Citron here, and this is Isabel and Alice.
Nice scuba skirt.
Yeah, love it, love it. Thanks for the compliment, girlfriend. So Amy wants to know, can you talk about how many new arrivals you have in a quarter? In Glamour, I read that it was 300 plus.
Okay, so we sometimes change the number, but I'm going to do some math on the fly. So if we're launching about 36 a week, so 12 launches 3 times a week, 4 weeks in a month, we're looking at 144, 144 styles a month, quarters, 3 months. We'll go with multiply by 3, and boom, we're over 300.
Yep, and that checks out on my fake calculator that I was totally just doing now. So let's go with that answer. So Sammy wants to know, why are the prices what they are for rental clothing? So
You mean the plan price?
Yeah.
Sammy, I'm going to assume you mean the plan prices.
yeah,
So the way that we think about pricing and value and the service that we're delivering, and I'll take the 2 plan as the example. So the 2 plan is $69 a month, and if you were just getting 2 pieces of clothing, I would react maybe like some other people who don't quite understand the service would react and say, ooh, $35 a garment to only have 2 out in a month feels a lot like what I could buy at a at a Target or at an H&M. However, for those 2 slots, what we call slots, you're able to swap them in and out. So if you're managing your subscription well, while you're paying for 2 at a time, as opposed to 2 in total, 2 at a time, you can easily be wearing 8, 9 garments a month if you're managing those swaps well. So if you think about $70 for, let's go 7 for easy math, for 7 garments a month, that's about $10 a garment. And with that, I mean, you shouldn't worry about shipping as part of your calculation, because you'd normally be shopping somewhere else and probably walking home with it. But one of the great things is we also handle all the cleaning, and whether we have a lot of dry clean items, we've got a lot of wet cleaning items, and so that's actually a decently material value. And then the other thing, and this is really one of the biggest things that we believe is so great about the service and why there's so much value, is because you're able to wear something new many, many, many days of the month. And I have to tell you, we just got that great compliment on you ladies, look fantastic. That never gets old.
Yeah.
That feeling of someone, you walk into work in the morning and someone says, oh, I haven't seen you in that.
Yeah.
Lisa, you look fantastic.
oh my gosh, thank you. So do you.
And that is one of the things that just really starts your day off. You're feeling great, and for that, it's priceless.
I agree. I mean, that was a huge thing for me, is that I like wearing prints, and you like wearing prints. Like, this is a very standout print. And so if you buy this and you wear it over the month all the time, people are going to start recognizing that that's your printed item. And this way you get to swap it out, try out new things, see what's trending, and if you like the trends, it's like a dream come true.
And I think for me, I've been able to get louder and louder on my prints as we go along. And so, you know, I mean, I think the louder the better, because I know I'm going to wear it once, I'm going to throw it back in the bag and send it, and, you know, poof, something else shows up.
Genius.
Oh, thank you.
What have we thought of that? Okay, great. So let's see. So keep those questions coming. They're great. We've got a couple more here. Let's talk about the compliment I just gave you. Michelle wants to know, how did you come up with this perfect idea for a company?
Oh, I was sitting under an apple tree. And the apple fell, and after identifying gravity,
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Gravity first, clothing rental second.
So I think for me, you know, I've been in the startup world since 2001. It's always been in technology and data. So apparel is actually, fashion is actually not something that anyone would have thought would have been a natural extension for me. However, in looking at, you know, what startup do I want to do next and what big idea, I really wanted to do something that could be big and massive, and, you know, clothing's a $1.5 trillion industry globally. And I wanted it to be something that could impact people's daily lives in a positive way. They've gotten a little softer in my old age. But I think, you know, that was actually a very important thing, was to bring some good.
Yeah.
And so in look at a bunch of different industries, it's not, again, like apparel was this calling. But in thinking about, you know, how do you feel good about your day? How do you bring that kind of inner self out? Really got interested in clothing itself. And then in thinking about my own personal, you know, experience with clothing, my aunt was a seamstress. She made all my clothing growing up, and I wore something new every day because my cousin and I swapped. And I loved fun prints.
Yeah.
It was all almost novelty.
Yeah.
And then when I started buying clothing, I went into jeans and t-shirt mode. And I really wanted to bring that back, that feeling of you know, no commitment, of being able to just have fun and play and experiment. And that's a lot of where the business model came from. Was just this idea that if you can kind of remove the shackles of commitment and ownership for a large portion of your wardrobe, then, you know, you can really have fun and kind of really find your groove.
That's awesome. I love that. I've heard this before, and it still makes me happy. Okay. Every time you tell the story,
I'm glad.
it just makes me happy. It's so nice. It's great to work for a company that believes that and starts that way. So we've got another question here. Okay, Carmen says, can we see those garments on the rack behind you? Are those upcoming releases?
Why, Carmen?
Yes,
I believe they are.
They are.
I'm going to hold them up. I'm going to grab maybe 2 or 3, and I'm going to force Lisa to talk to you about why they are so great, trendy, and cool.
That is our next Facebook Live video.
I know, but we're going to see how it goes over.
Sure.
You don't have the job automatically.
Oh.
So,
This is my test.
all right, hold on.
Okay. Pick one.
I'm picking.
Okay.
I'm going to pick a good one. Okay. We're going to go first with this one.
Okay. All right. Here we
We're
go.
going to sit and do it. Because the thing's set up. It's a static.
Yes. So this print is fantastic. We are very excited about this print because it is very bold, like we were talking about previously. Where if you wear a dress like this, people are going to recognize you in it, which is a great thing. It's also a great kind of shift shape, which is fun to play with because you can layer it really easily. You can put a belt with it. You can put something over it. You can wear it just as is. It's lined.
Exposed zipper.
Fun exposed zip. So there's a great example of something that we've got coming up pretty soon here.
Brand is Eliza J. Stay tuned.
Coming up. All right, so Camille says, I've been a very happy customer for almost 3 years. Thanks for having such a great service. Oh, will you consider adding more pants in the future?
Camille. I am a pants person. So we, when we look at and try to understand what our members really want, we have people who are clearly dressed as people. They come to the service and most of their closets are filled with, 70–80% dresses. And the other percentage are tops people. Tops people are inherently pants people too. And I think one of the things that we've really been trying to figure out, and that we think would be fun, obviously, is to bring a more interesting assortment of pants into people's lives, right? So, I mean, I'm wearing, plain denim jeans, which I love these. I'm going to own these permanently. I'm never going to take them off.
Right. You should probably take them off.
I mean, occasionally, yes.
Okay. Just as a tip.
Yeah, and then I put them in the freezer.
Right.
I've heard people do that.
Yeah, to help preserve the fabric so that
They just get washed.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. But I think it would be really fun, especially coming into the summer months, to have bright colors and patterns and fun capri pants and whatever that is.
Yeah.
I will tell you, we have not quite cracked it on how to deliver a great experience to our members with pants. I also think pants are one of the hardest things to fit overall. Even when you're shopping, it's you take 15 into the dressing room and you're hoping to come out with hitting 1. And so what we want to make sure is that every box, especially when you're paying for an ongoing subscription service, every box has value to you. And I think one of the things that we're still struggling with is how do we do these pants in a way that you can find your fit, you can find your brand, and you have pretty good certainty that when you get it, you're really, really going to like it. It's going to fit and you're going to be able to wear it, because that's ultimately what you're paying for, right? Get the garments and wear them and have fun. I think pants are probably the most challenging category. That said, we are absolutely working on it. We are not giving up.
We like pants. We're pants supporters.
We're pants supporters.
We're going to figure out how to do it.
Pro pants.
Pro pants. Official stance. Okay. So
Nice. Pro pants.
official stance.
Okay.
There you go. So we have time for just one last question here.
You're really going to try and cap this at
It has flown by, but I am being told by our producers that this is the last
your fake
in my
earpiece?
fake earpiece with my fake
Okay.
calculator.
Okay.
That this is our last question. Rachel wants to know: can you talk about the sizing gap for some of the brands? Why don't they carry the full run?
This is an excellent question. There are some. Okay, so let me think. So each brand has different reasons and different motivations for what they do. I don't agree with obviously a lot of these reasons and motivations. I think they should be carrying the full size range.
Full run.
However, some of the technical things that you'll often hear are the pattern grading needs to change. You can't just, when you did that game as a kid and you would draw circle after circle after circle and it would start to get a little distorted because you weren't capturing the edges well. On pattern grading, something very similar happens. And so what you want to do in order to have excellent fit, which is the most important thing, is start with a logical size point. So for us, when we do our private label, we start with a size 18. Because that allows us to move both up and down really easily and keep the quality of fit. Some brands don't specialize in going in both directions quite as far and are nervous about bringing their product without being able to test the fit into market. What we've done, and I think it's been with like 7 or 8 brands at this point, is extended them.
Yes.
So we've worked with, I believe, Leota is one of the brands that we've extended in the size range. I think, who else have we done that you can think of?
Well, I know exclusive to us, James Jeans on the higher end of the size range is exclusive to us.
Yep.
We have a couple of different brands that have, and capsule collections. Corey.
Oh, Corey.
Corey's they're capsule collections.
Ava and Upperchurd.
Right.
Yeah.
These are brands that are typically just the sizes 2 to 8 or the typical sizes, whatever they might run, and they created this collection just for us.
And we'll do it in the full size range. So we've been, I think it is something that the people's voices are being heard more and more. It's an issue that's coming up more and more that, and again, this is what I think is unique about plus size fashion, is how can you have as many women and actually not provide the full size range? But that is, we're here to try and change that. And I think the more of you that are joining us and working with us on that
Mission.
journey, that mission, we're gonna make people listen.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think our camera guy just left. He
So
walked
does that
out.
mean we just get to hang out here all night?
I think it's just gonna run and run and run.
Well, this has been a bunch of fun.
Yeah.
We're having a step-in camera person.
Yes.
I just thank you for sitting down and chatting about this with me in front of people and not just with me.
Yeah. So I would say, Facebook guys, we actually, as a company, want to start doing this a lot more and engaging with you and hearing about like what topics, what regular series should we run.
What do you want to know about?
We obviously have questions about the clothing. We want to do some series that we talk about the clothing. We want to do some things where we talk about how we handle operations and logistics. There's a whole host of things that we think would be great to talk about. We're willing to talk. We love engaging. We just need to hear from you exactly what it is. So this was our first one.
First one down. Nailed it.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.